If you're grinding your way to gold, diamond, or even the new dark matter camo, there's a good chance that one camo challenge is halting your progress. Well, besides those pesky 100 headshot camo challenges, that is. The ARDENT CAMO challenge. Get 10 Longshot medals with your weapon. Take note, Longshots are only needed for assault rifles, snipers, and pistols. LMGs, shotguns, and SMGs do not have the Longshot medal requirement. Now you may be thinking to yourself, but it's only 10 Longshot medals. That's not much at all. And I agree, it's not. To be honest, I was fully expecting at least 50 Longshots to complete this. So I was definitely surprised when it was only 10. The problem that arises is the distance required for Longshots to successfully register. While it's true all the maps in Black Ops 3 have a spot to get Longshots on, making them become practical is tough, especially considering how long they usually are. Now originally I was just going to do a video showcasing the best lines of sight on each map that could easily net you a Longshot medal. This of course would require you basically to camp your dick off and hope people would walk by your sights. And if you're lucky, you may get about 1 to 3 Longshots per game. More than likely though, you'll get about 5 hit markers out of a full magazine due to the huge range discrepancy before having the spawns flip on you and get cold cocked from behind by someone. Luckily, there's an easier method to achieve Longshots in Black Ops 3. Most of you would probably think I'm referring to hardcore mode. While it's true the hardcore game type is obviously a vastly superior way to achieve Longshot medals, it's not the best method. If you do wish to go the hardcore route though, I recommend putting a thermal scope on. Then try to find one of the absurdly long lines of sight that count as a Longshot medal and go to town. Pretty much every gun is at most a 2-shot kill in hardcore, which is why it's a decent option for increasing your Longshot chances. As I mentioned though, this method still requires you to first find a suitable spot. So now let's discuss how to truly increase your Longshot chances. You'll need 2 attachments, and that's it. The suppressor and the Varix 3 scope. First of all, you may be asking why the suppressor. If you're a subscriber to the YouTuber Drifter, you may have seen his in-depth video about suppressors in this game. In previous Call of Duty games, using a suppressor would reduce your range a good 20 to 30%. In Black Ops 3, however, assault rifles suffer a 50% range reduction. And that is huge. So why would we want to use an attachment that lowers our weapon's range by 50%? And how the heck would that help us get Longshots? Well, here's a lesser known fact about Black Ops 3. Longshot medals seem to scale to the gun's range. The goal is to lower your weapon's range so that Longshots become a shorter distance to achieve. I've seen so many YouTubers out there with their supposed Longshot help videos that say things like, put the long barrel attachment on since it increases your range, making Longshots easier. And this is absolutely false. This is the complete opposite of what you want to do. As I said, you want to lower the weapon's range so that Longshots are a shorter distance, not make them even longer. If you add long barrel, it'll make the Longshots harder to achieve. The next attachment you want is the Varix 3 optic. Now chances are you likely have never used this scope before. It's a magnification optic. You press the right analog while aiming down the sights to switch between zoom levels. Basically, it's a mix between the reflex and the recon sight. It's actually a very underlooked attachment that's definitely viable. So you may be asking, how would this help with Longshots? It turns out, if you use the lowest magnification zoom level on the Varix 3, it reduces the necessary range for a Longshot. Basically, it shortens the gun's range stat. You may not believe me on this, so allow me to demonstrate. I picked the map Stronghold, as it has a perfect long line of sight to demonstrate what I mean. I'm going to be displaying the KN-44 assault rifle. First, I measured the distance of a Longshot with this weapon with no attachments at all. Once I found that spot, I kept scooting up until it was no longer considered a Longshot. Then I noted where I was at the time and I marked it. Visually speaking, here's a representation. So the entire black line is the distance required to get a Longshot with the KN-44. It's virtually my entire screen length. And this is why so many people seem to struggle with these Longshots. The distance required is absurd. So now I'll demonstrate how the suppressor, which again reduces the assault rifle's range by 50%, helps you to get more Longshots. I went back to the exact same spot where the attachmentless KN-44 stopped giving Longshots. This time, however, I did receive a Longshot. So after that, I again kept scooting up until it no longer gave me one. So here's the visual representation again. Remember, the black line is a Longshot with no attachments. With the silencer equipped, the green is now the new maximum Longshot range. It's not very impressive, I know. But you'll note that it did shorten the long range a bit, as indicated by the little speck of black that still remains. So now let's add the Varix 3 scope and the suppressor together. Remember, it must be on the lowest degree of magnification to work. I went back to the spot where the suppressor stopped giving Longshot medals. Lo and behold, the Varix now does give one. Once again, I continually kept scooting closer and closer, but the Longshots never stopped coming. I went all the way up to this tank and still got a Longshot. I went close to this box and I still received a long shot. I went to the first plant before the box and again I received a long shot. But it turns out that this was the magic spot. So from the first plant all the way back to the starting spot was absolutely huge. That's how much the Varix 3 and suppressor decreased the long shot range. Let me show you visually. Again, here's the original long shot with no attachments. Now here's the one with the silencer equipped. And here's with the silencer and the Varix 3 scope equipped. The red area demonstrates the new maximum long shot distance. So you can be from where that black starts all the way back and it'll register as a long shot. As you can see, it almost shortens the distance by half. I'd say it's about a 40% reduction in long shot distance, which is absolutely incredible. And it's this distance you can safely encounter in any regular match. You no longer have to go out of your way to find a distance that's half the map long. Just to give you another example of how effective this strategy is, I went to the smallest map in the game, Nuketown. There's not many long lines of sights on this map, but I equipped the Varix 3 optic as well as the silencer and played as normal. And it just so happens, in a freak stroke of luck, I managed to get a new career high in kills. I had 77 kills and 13 deaths. But let's break that down. So of the 77 kills, 7 were lightning strike kills, 6 were dart kills, and a whopping 21 were sentry gun kills. So that's a total of 34 score streak kills. So I basically achieved 43 gun kills. Now here's where it gets interesting. Of those 43 gun kills, 18 were long shots in one match on the smallest map in the game. That's 42% of my kills were long shots. And that's how effective this tactic is. I should note that only the snipers and assault rifles have the Varix 3 scope, unfortunately. Pistols do not. You can still use the suppressor trick to decrease the long shot range, but I definitely recommend hardcore for pistol long shots. And that's all there is to it. You'll want to use the Varix 3 optic sight on any assault rifle or sniper rifle, making certain it's on the 1x zoom magnification. And this will shorten the gun's range. Combine that with the suppressor and the gun's range will be even lower. Since long shots scale to the gun's range, they can be earned a closer distance to the target. As I just showed you, don't be surprised if you manage to get 10 or more long shots in a single match with this method. And that's without even actively trying to search for long spot locations. Remember though, you cannot access the long shot camo challenge until all the headshot camos are completed. Regardless, at least you'll now be prepared when the time comes. And your push for gold, diamond, and dark matter camos just became a whole lot easier.